Hey there, folks. Sparrows here, coach of New England Eeveelutions. This is week 3 of the EWT, and we are team building against the Scandanavian Stoutlands, coached by Skyrander. Now, his team is down below, and you can see there's a lot of powerhouses on it. I don't think we're going to see the last 4 months. Let's out of the gate say we're not going to see Credent. We're not going to see Rotom Fan. We're not going to see Behem. We might see Scorch. There's a very small possibility we see Scorch. It does get knockoff, I believe, which is something that we don't want to deal with on our Galarian Corsola. And it also is burn resistant, which is nice. But I don't think we're gonna see it. I think these 6 mons right here are probably the most likely, and they are all super scary. All of them, even the Serena is pretty scary, in my opinion. So the primary things that I think we have to look out for is this Gengar and Hydreigon combo. They both kind of do the same thing, and they both fill 2 major roles, and they can sort of trade off which one does which is a little bit scary. And that the first one would be they're either gonna be a Scarf. I think one of these is gonna be Scarfed. And then the other one is going to be a substitute Nasty Plot, just powerhouse. I think we're going to see one of them is going to be Scarf and the other is going to be substitute Nasty Plot. My guess would be Hydreigon would be substitute and Gengar would be Scarfed, just because Gengar is a little bit faster and can guarantee a little bit quicker kills on my Noivern because of that. But yeah, I think we're going to see those two, and that's what they're going to run. Then we have Serena. Serena is really good because I've been loving my Golisopod, and she's got that, and also Hitmontop, which has a lot of priority. And she's got Queenly Majesty that shuts down their priorities. She can be run as defensive, or she can be run as offensive. She's got Rapid Spin, which stops me from using my rocks, and I do want to bring rocks to get some chip damage down so that Excadrill can sweep. So overall, I think Serena's kind of Serena's great. And then Serena also carries Play Rough, which does a bunch of damage to my Hitmontop. Even if it's the defensive Hitmontop, it still kind of like plows through them. And then, of course, Power Whip is great for Tyranitar and also Quagsire. Then we are seeing a Cobalion. I'm pretty sure the Cobalion's coming. The Cobalion's probably going to bring Taunt for our Galarian Corsola. It can survive some hits and survive some super effective hits and then retaliate against both Tyranitar and Excadrill with close combat. Then we're most definitely seeing Primarina, I think. Primarina Choice Specs just puts a hole in whatever my team wants to bring. We're going to have to rely on Golisopod to sort of deal with her. Not dealing with her in an offensive manner, but in a defensive manner. We'll probably be taking hits so that we can reposition on his team, particularly this Primarina. And then last but not least, I'm almost positive we're going to see a Choice Banded or Choice Scarfed Mamo. Banded is my guess. Mamo's a really good pick for him. Oblivious. It can run Oblivious to ignore Intimidate, which is really cool. And it can also run Thick Fat. But Oblivious is nice against my Hitmontop. He does also get Ice Shard, which is really great against my Noivern. And I think my Noivern is kind of setting itself up to be a huge staple for our team, and I do think he's going to want to take it out with that Ice Shard. So we'll probably see Mamo come in. Look at these 6. This is a powerhouse of a team. This is a team I'd run on Showdown. That's great. I love him. So let's transition over to what we're bringing. The first member of our team obviously is going to be our Excadrill. We're going to run 4 attacks with Life Orb, Sand Rush. We are speed creeping. We outspeed his Gengar if it's choiced, Scarfed, as long as we're in Sand, which is great. And then outside of Sand, we have sped crept a max speed Serena, so that she can't outspeed us and kill us with like Power Whip or a Jump Kick or something silly like that. We're carrying X Scissor for the Serena. Rock Slide for the Rotom, and also the Scorch if he brings those for whatever reason. Then Iron Head and Earthquake kind of take care of everything else fairly well. Excuse me. Next up on our team, we are bringing T-Tar. Because we're relying on Sand for sweeping this week, is going to be a Smooth Rock T-Tar. Max Special Defense to take some special defense hits and set up our Sand. We're running Fire Punch to take care of the Serena. Superpower for Hydreigon and for Mammo, and then also for Cobalion if for some reason we protect Cobalion. And then we're running Rock Slide, which hits Primarina fairly hard, also hits Mamoswine pretty hard too. And then Crunch for Gengar. T-Tar. Not a flashy T-Tar, but it gets the job done. Then we have our Noivern. Noivern's going to be our choice Scarfer just so we can assert our speed dominance in this match. Running U-Turn, obviously. Shadow Ball for the Gengar. Draco Meteor for the Hydreigon. We are running Infiltrator. This is the big thing. So we're running Infiltrator Noivern because I know that sub Nasty Plot set is coming. So Draco Meteor takes care of sub Nasty Plot Hydreigon, and Shadow Ball takes care of sub Nasty Plot Gengar. And then Hurricane is nice for the Serena. Also does a bunch of damage. Pretty much to anything. Like, you don't want to take a Hurricane from a Noivern, even though Noivern doesn't have the best special attack. It's still pretty high. We are speed creeping the fastest thing he can bring, which I believe is a Scarf Gengar. So we get to put 104 EVs into health, which will hopefully help us take some Dark Pulses from Hydreigon, or we're not going to take an Ice Shard, but it will help us take some hits. Then we are bringing for our first wall, we are bringing Galarian Corsola. I'm very excited about bringing this. It's going to be a max Spadef Galarian Corsola, but we do have, of course, Strength Sap, and then Scald to take care of our defensive hole with this thing. This thing is just great. I love it. I know that it sort of baits a lot of knockoff, which is troublesome, but like, it's so cool. I love it. I really want to use it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's going to be our Stealth Rocker. We are also running Nightshade once again, and I'm afraid of those substitutes from him. So if we get put in a scenario where we need to just kill a sub, Nightshade's our option for that. And then we have Scald, because I know he's probably going to bring Taunt. As I said, I think we're going to see Taunt specifically used against our Corsola. So Scald is sort of our way around bringing Will-O-Wisp and still getting a burn on his pretty physically... I guess it's not pretty physically focused. It's Cobalion and Mammo and also Serena, which are all physical powerhouses. But we can get a Scald on them. We can get a Scald on them. Then we are bringing Golisopod. Golisopod, once again, I know people don't like it. I'm going to be defending this thing till I die. It's so cool. I'm like Guzma here. This is my boy Golisopod, man. He's running Assault Vest. Max hit points, max attack. He wants to just essentially pop in on a special attacker. Hopefully we can withstand a hit like a Dark Pulse. We'll take a Dark Pulse, no problem, with our Assault Vest, and then we can come at that Hydreigon with a First Impression, and that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt real bad. The Sucker Punch is for the Gengar. Leech Life, hopefully we can bait in Serena with a First Impression or a Sucker Punch. Hopefully they want to be like, oh, I'm going to use Queenly Majesty to snuff the priority of Golisopod, and hopefully we can get a Leech Life off and bring ourselves back to full first of all, which is great. And then you can get a KO. And then we also have Close Combat, which works for Cobalion and Mamoswine, which is nice. But yeah, this thing's going to probably mostly just be a pivot for us so that we can get into Sand with our Excadrill. And then last but not least, we have our physical wall. This is Hitmontop. We are bringing Intimidate, even though he does have Oblivious available to him on his Mamoswine. I think Intimidate still works perfectly for our team. We're bringing Toxic because I don't want to get walled out again. We learned our lesson, and I don't want that to happen. Then we have Rapid Spin to get rid of his rocks, get a little extra speed boost, which, I mean, it doesn't really do much because all our 2 attacks are Sucker Punch and Mach Punch. But, Rapid Spin does let us outspeed his Serena or his Pre-Marina, which gets us the ability to get a free Toxic off if, for whatever reason, we need to. And then also sack him on top of it. So yeah, Sucker Punch is obviously for the Gengar, and then the Mach Punch takes care of the Mamo and also the Hydreigon and also the Cobalion, which is great. So yeah, that's the team. Hopefully Excadrill does a great job. I'm hoping Infiltrator pulls us through, and I'm very excited to see what Corsola can do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching the second channel, which I know is nothing, but trust me, like, if you like the competitive content that we do, this is where it's going to end up. I don't know. This is going to be a secondary channel, so it's not going to be like my primary focus. And I already have trouble getting the videos I want done from one channel. So I understand that it's a little I don't know, but this is where all our gameplay footage is going to be. I know our views are pretty damn minuscule, but I'm happy with where this is right now. I still have faith in it, and I want to thank you guys for hanging around and supporting me, and definitely watching this video. And team builders, I don't really like doing team builders. It's kind of the only thing I can put on this channel currently, so that's what we're doing them. But yeah, I don't like doing team builders because it's sort of it's like an easy way for me to be like, this is how I think, here you go, this is how I build teams, this is what I want to use on my team. There you go. Because the only people who watch team builders, in my opinion, are your opponents who are prepping against you, and they're just trying to get an edge on you for the match, which makes sense. I don't like doing team builders for that reason, because I do like to talk about oh, here's a tricky thing that I can do in the future, and then it just ruins all the surprise. Well, I want the surprise. I like the surprise. Surprise is why you watch these things. Surprise, is what makes the opponent go, "Oh man, I did not expect a physical Noivern." What? But yeah, that's this. So yeah, we are where we are. Thank you guys for watching. The battle is up, so be sure to check that out. And until next time, take care.